Hey, how are you? Adam here, 11/3, 2016. Um, yeah, so today and yesterday, and possibly the day before, I've been really into watching Kitchen Nightmares with Gordon Ramsay. I think my fascination with Gordon Ramsay is that he's like, well, for one, he's like, God, it's like, his story is really obvious, I think is the thing. Like, just like the cracks in his fucking face and just his demeanor. Like there's just a very high pressure thing going on with him. Um, like, I think he worked at a restaurant, like somewhere in London or something. Um, it's some chef that was exactly like him. Like he had really strict standards and like he expected a lot out of his fucking chefs and like screamed at them when they fucked up. And so he learned from that guy. I forget what his name was. There's something on YouTube about it. A video that I watched a couple days ago. And you can just like see his story in him. Like, just in a really fucking hot kitchen, with a stove maybe under him. Like, you just see the reflection of the fire in his face. Like the fire on the stove is like, it's like glistening on his face or something. And he's just, there's some kind of pressure, hell situation going on. Which, I guess that's why they called it Hell's Kitchen. Because, I mean, the name is so fitting. It's so perfect for him. This is like, oh, you know what the fucking problem is? God damn it. Hold on. I did it again.
Is it hearing me good now? Don't know. Seems to not be attached anymore to the computer. See, the problem was that, and I have had this problem before where I started recording and the mixer wasn't plugged into the computer, so it was just using the computer microphone, like webcam microphone, as like the default microphone, and so, sounds like shit. But yeah, Gordon Ramsay has very strict standards, and I think, like, his story is very obvious. Like, it's just, he bleeds his fucking story. And I think that's probably why he's successful. One, he just has standards that are very high. Two, he's charismatic, I guess. And three, I think the most important thing is that he just bleeds his fucking story. Like, he just bleeds Hell's Kitchen. Like, he looks like a fucking demon. He looks like a fucking demon from hell. I think, that's the thing, is that he looks like a demon from hell. And, like, that's his inner fucking thing that he's projecting. Like that Howard Bloom thing where he's always talking about, awaken the gods within you. Well, his god is like a hell-spawn demon. And, I think I have a similar sort of god inside of me. It's not a hellspawn demon, but it's like a shadow demon. God, this is a very douchey thing to be talking about. I'm sure I'm coming off as like, well, I don't know. But it's like, it's like one of those things where it's like, people take themselves too seriously when they shouldn't. I don't know. But I just feel like, because I've always, like, I came up with the Moonside Adam thing, like, way before. I don't know. It feels like some sort of, like, hellish thing. Shadow demon. I have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. Yeah, but what else did I do? I went out and threw the football today. I hadn't thrown the football in like a couple days, so I went outside and like I was actually surprised at how like fresh my arm was, because I was in the habit of like going out every single day and never giving my arm a rest. And when you give your arm a rest, it turns out that it's very helpful. And so I went out and threw the football, and I don't know why my dumb face is like, there's just something wrong inside my fucking face, and I just want it to stop, but it's never going to stop. Yeah, I just wish it would stop, but it's not going to stop. Yeah. But yeah, I was. Oh my god, I'm saying so much. I was on Bandcamp on my Bandcamp page, reverser1.bandcamp.com. God, I'm making an ass of myself at this point. Yeah, and I was just listening to it, and because I was listening also to like the little melody thing I made for the song that I was working on today. And it just seemed to fit very well. Like it's starting to. I feel like what I'm doing is finally starting to like bleed its story. If that makes any sense, like bleed my story. And I feel like there's just some kind of shadow fucking demon thing going on, but a peaceful intentioned shadow demon. Like something that seems bad or malevolent, but it's actually not. Taking risks. I don't know. There's just something very shadow demon-y about it. Yeah, but something I'm not talking about very fluidly, so I guess I'll move on. Yeah, so tomorrow's a run day. We'll go over and shop at the Giant for some food because we're like out of food here. I'm gonna get more stuff to just cook instead of I'm gonna avoid refined grains. That whole bit. Yeah, last night I was just very afraid that it was like something to do with my spine or like my cerebellum. But it's not. It's just not. It's always funny when like you listen to people point out the fact that they're saying a lot, and then they start talking again, and then you can hear them say like all the time, and it's like now that you've pointed it out, you've completely fucking sabotaged yourself. So yeah, no ability to modulate things when I'm excited about saying something. I'm exactly like Chris Farley in fucking Tommy Boy when he's talking about, I just got a pretty new pet, and I massage it and I pat it, and then you're a naughty pet, you're naughty, and that's just my life. It's just I get fucking little overzealous about things, and then it just comes off sounding fucked. I want to go to a carvery. I was watching Kitchen Nightmares. You can hear in my laugh that I'm just imitating Bill Burr laughing. But yeah, I was watching Kitchen Nightmares, and he went to a carvery. This was the UK version of Kitchen Nightmares. And yeah, he went to a carvery, and the guy there was like, he was like just treading water on the carvery. The thing that was important though about this episode that I think applied to me was that I can make all the music I want. If I don't ever advertise it, then there's no fucking point because nobody's ever going to fucking hear it. It's not a if you build it they will come situation. They're never going to come if you don't fucking advertise it. So I got to I got to think about how to advertise the thing. I don't want to do just like I want to do something out of the box, thinking big. Just got to think of a place where a lot of people where I think would like the music would be. I'm thinking about that train station that comes out of the city. Might be a good idea, but they probably just rip down the advertisements like fast. So I got to think about how to advertise but also not get my shit ripped down. What if I did like a lost dog thing? See, that's playing on people's sympathies. I don't want to do that. Like that feels a little sketchy to be putting like lost, like like something that looks like a lost dog thing, but it's actually just an advertisement. Well, I mean, you could make it like a parody, make it funny. There might be a way to make that work, but my instinct is, that's sketchy. Yeah, so the thing that Gordon Ramsay said at the very end of the episode was, you can't just advertise once and then it's going to be in the clear. You got to keep driving the car. You just got to keep driving it. If something has potential, you got to keep driving it. It's not going to drive itself for a while, if ever. You got to keep fucking driving it. So I'm going to keep that in mind. It's just the advertisement part is like, that's the scary part. That's the part where it's like you're hanging yourself out there to fucking dry. But you know, I feel like I'm working very hard on this album, so I actually got the little more motivation for it. So yeah, so that's 10 minutes. So goodbye.